So I'm rolling, I guess.
Okay.
First thing is just like who you are and what you do.
My name's Jeff Hensley. I bartend at the Green Room, and I run a small construction company during the day. I do high-end tile work.
Cool. So did you always want to run a construction company?
No, I actually went to school for arts education, specializing in photography. I got out and taught for a year and realized that I fucking hate kids. So, there's 4 years of my life.
Okay. So where'd you go to school?
I went to UNC Greensboro. Again, photography. I was more into the celluloid aspect of photography. The chemistry was always very interesting to me. But when I was in school, I went in 2001. While I was in school, it was really the rise of digital photography.
Okay.
Was the thing. So celluloid was already dying. Kodak shut down their shop in New York 3 years after I got out of school.
Yeah.
And at this point now, when I shoot, it's pretty expensive just to get chemicals, anything.
Yeah.
Is the biggest problem. But now, photography-wise, I don't really shoot that much anymore. I just restore cameras. I'll go out to like thrift stores and stuff like that. Take them apart, build them back up, use them for parts, whatever I need to do.
All right.
It's a fun hobby. It's very intricate and very meticulous, and I enjoy that. I like torturing the hell out of myself because we work on something, then a spring pops, and you're fuck, where did that go?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I have to like jerry rig a spring out of like a pen or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is the improvisation part of it is very interesting, but that's the fun part for me.
Yeah.
Seeing how things work. So I was always the kid who took shit apart when I was a kid, and then you get it all back together and you have like 3 screws and a bolt that you don't know where those go. And you're like, well, those are probably important, but I don't know where they go. Everything seems to work. Yes, it's fine.
Yeah. So do you just collect a bunch of cameras? Like when you restore them, do you keep them? Or
I sell some of them, I keep most of them. I've got about, I think last time I checked, I've got about 120, 130 different cameras.
Wow.
I think the youngest one that I have is a Nikon N90S that I bought when I got out of high school. And everything else, I've got stuff going back from, I've got a daguerreotype that I bought that's was made in the 1870s. I've got a bunch of stuff from the 60s, like little brownie Hawkeyes. Those are pretty cool. I've got a handful of those. And just if it's old and mechanical and kind of heavy, I'm into it. A bunch of like little weird spy cameras, like Japanese kids' cameras, and stuff that will like fit in a pack of cigarettes. The microfilm, stuff like that. All this stuff's always been really cool to me. But there's not really a crazy market for it. It's the thing. I mean, they're more showpieces at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And my old lady and I just bought a house, so I'm going to end up building a bunch of shelving in a spare room that have them all kind of on display.
Cool.
It looks cool. It's something to talk about.
Congrats on the house.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Cool. Yeah.
It was a pain in the ass. We both, we're working professionals. She runs a catering company now, the Rocky Top Catering. Some people for UNC Chapel Hill.
Okay.
So all their football stuff, she runs that. And between the two of us, I've lived in Durham majority of my life. I moved here when I was 6. She's from Hillsborough originally, but has lived in Durham for the past 10 years since we've been together. Yeah. And we were looking at houses, and everything in the area, the immediate area, is crazy expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about a house that I could fit inside of this bar, and they're going for $270,000, $300,000. Yeah. Give you a sense of scale there.
Yeah.
But we ended up getting a house about 5 minutes from here, just a little bit north of Harbor Street, so we're both really happy with it.
Cool.
Nice backyard for my dogs, stuff like that.
So you're damn good at pool. I don't think I've ever beat you in pool.
I'm okay.
You're pretty good. So how did you, what made you decide to bartend here?
I've been coming here for a long time. I started coming here in the mid-90s when I was a little kid. So I used to have a special from 3 to 6. Was it like 3 to 6? It was $1 an hour for pool or something back in the 90s. So it was called a working man special. So I'd leave school downtown, so I went to Durham School of the Arts, come up here. Is it okay if I shoot pool, Mr. Wilson? I'm like, okay. Just go in the back, just play. I've always played sports growing up. I've always just enjoyed competition in general.
Yeah.
And pool's one of those, the mystique of the smoky pool room and, hustlers, nefarious characters and such like that. You always kind of want that, cantina from Star Wars feeling.
Yeah.
And that's why I liked it. That's why I did this.
I'm guessing you got pretty good as a kid. Did you ever try and hustle anybody for pool or no?
Just mostly friends, and then at one point I was the head chef over the Tylers down by the ballpark, and they had tables in there, and I would play guys that I worked with after work for like closing down shifts or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, well, I really want to get off. I'm like, all right, we'll play pool for it. I usually got my way there. A lot of times they would have to adjust the bet accordingly. I'm like, well, you're pretty good at this. I'm like, you wanted to gamble about this. That's the way it is. So that worked out pretty well.
Cool. So did you ever try to play pool more than, like, cause I think he was like pro for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So
Dave's played on the pro tour. I play in leagues. I play in tournaments. For the most part, it's just a fun hobby.
Your boy's a genius.
Hey, sweetheart.
What's up, man?
What's up to you?
It's me.
Hey, yes. You want something to drink?
Yeah, I do.
What do you want?
Mannequins. I just got 11 free bucks off a parking bill for the Chapel Hill lot. My car wouldn't reach them, just let me go. Well spent.
All right.
Yeah, man.
How fortuitous. He's interviewing interesting people. Apparently, I fit the bill.
Fuck this guy?
Can you believe it?
he's an interesting person. Yeah.
Oh my god. Times are changing.
Go fuck off, man. You're ruining my screen time.
Does it make him look any better?
No. I don't have a good side.
Yeah. Yeah, his agent didn't agree to a collaborative effort.
Exactly. My manager is going to be
yeah,
pissed.
this is specifically a solo. Yeah. So, all right. So you ran a construction company. So how did you go from like you were teaching for a while and then you just kind of woke up one morning and decided like I'm going to run a construction company, or like how did that happen?
My father and I always did construction when I was a kid. He was more of a recreational carpenter. Like we built furniture and shelving, sheds, like anything you can build
for the house, kind of.
For the house, for friends, for family.
Yeah.
And I got into tile work because a guy that one of my sisters married was a tile mason. It was one of those things that I didn't know how to do, so I wanted to learn how to do it. So I came on with him.
Yeah.
Got very good at it. Because the thing is that tile's it's a patient man's profession.
Yeah.
I mean, you can always tell if you look into a room, you can tell if somebody screwed it up. I mean, the garage wants to be all weird.
Yeah.
So I kind of enjoy like I said, the same reason I like taking cameras apart is I just like torturing myself and doing things that are very meticulous. And tile can be that way. And on the plus side, if you're a tile guy, you're not outside working when it's hot. You're inside when it's cold, so I've got a heater.
That's true.
If I'm working on new houses, I usually bring like a window unit AC with me and put it in the room that I'm working. There'll be guys outside sweating their balls off. They're like, you're the AC. And I was like, you decided to be a roofing guy, dumbass. That's not on me. I was like, now close the door. You're letting all my cold air out. Pissing me off. So it's a little bit higher end work, and it's not quite as backbreaking as a lot of other construction trades can be. Because I've done a lot of them. I've done framing, stuff like that. I can build 90% of a house. Electrical and plumbing are the two that I do not like the most.
Okay.
Because I know enough electrical, I can rewire, like I'm putting new ceiling fans in my house and outlets, that kind of stuff I can handle. But if I do run new lines or something, I know just enough to get myself electrocuted. That's no good. I've been zapped before, it sucked.
Yeah.
Don't want to do that again. There's something about feeling current go in one hand across your heart and out the other that is terrifying.
Yeah.
You can see how that's not something I try to repeat.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a fun time.
No, it's not great. The first time I did that, I was ceiling fan, oddly enough, for a chick that I dated all through high school. I was putting one up for her mom in her house, and while I was nesting the wires, nesting's when you put them back into the ceiling.
Yeah.
While I was nesting the wires, she went outside and flipped the breaker, put the current back on.
That's one way to break up with someone.
Oh. She's lucky I love her daughter. She's very lucky I love her daughter.
Yeah. Mom, I don't like him that much anymore. Can you
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe just mom didn't like you.
Yeah, well, I thought Mary liked me. I thought we were cool. Apparently not.
All right. So, another question. What's the craziest thing? Because I can imagine, I mean, most people think like pool hall and they think like, yeah, people playing pool and, grabbing a beer. But a lot of people also think like, some crazy shit has to have gone down at the pool hall at some point. What's the craziest thing you've ever dealt with?
Well, the thing about this pool hall is that we police problems very quickly. Yeah. And if you've been doing this long enough, you've been going out long enough, you can usually see it right when it walks in the door. Yeah. You can tell the demeanor of someone. So here we maybe have an issue of any kind, maybe once or twice per calendar year. Okay. Maybe. Now other pool halls you go to that the owners may not care as much, or The fact that other pool halls have liquor as well
Yeah.
is a big thing. 'Cause, I mean, with beer, I can kind of gauge out how drunk you're getting. I can control it. With liquor, you can go like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it all the time. That was me when I was younger. I didn't know how to drink. I was just an idiot.
Yeah.
Turns out, you crush 7 shots of Jaeger in 20 minutes. Affect your brain chemistry slightly.
Yeah.
But in here, I mean, I think the last incident I remember, there were 4 guys in. One of them intentionally knocked over a bottle of water on one of the tables. It's a huge no-no here because it puts the table out of commission.
Yeah.
You can't play on it, then you have to clean it. So while I'm escorting these gentlemen out, the guy who actually spilled the water ran out of the door. And then one of his buddies blocked the door and kept one of the guys that I work with from getting out to talk to the guy. When we get outside, the gentleman who did the door blocking was talking about how he'll knock any of us out with 1 punch. He's a big dude, maybe so. At the same time, I didn't get this pretty from running away.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, man, just leave, dude. He's got his work shirt on, which is a local car dealership. I'm not going to drag them through the mud. You know where to find me. You know where to find me. So I went and found him the next day. Showed up, and he didn't remember me, which was pretty fun. And he's like, what can I do for you, man? I was like, I'd like to talk about this car over here. Try to get him away from his employees. I don't want to embarrass them.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that because that'll make him dangerous. I just wanted to be clear with him that when he drives down Broad Street, he crosses on the other side of the street when he drives down past the green room.
Yeah.
So the guy's like, do I know you, man? And I was like, oh, you had a pretty big night last night. You might not remember me. He's like, oh. And I was like, I just want to be clear with you, dude. I was like, do not ever come back to the green room. I was like, we don't want your business. And I was like, tell your friends as well. He's like, oh, blah, blah, blah.